I now invite His Grace Jai Chaitanya Prabhu, Senior Vice President of ISKCON Bangalore and GBC of ISKCON Chennai, to speak on the occasion.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. All the senior devotees, first generation devotees, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, all my God brothers and my colleague GBC members, and all the devotees. All the devotees. Hare Krishna and Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. There's not much time, so we just talk 1 or 2 points. I thank Srila Prabhupada, Shri Radha Krishna Chandra, Krishna Balaram, Natai Gaur, Srinivas Govinda, Prahlad Naishnadev, these deities for being merciful on all of us to continuously accept our service. So again and again I thank them. So today we are celebrating as a Vijayotsava. I would say it is not only a Vijayotsava, I would say it's a day of our freedom. Day of freedom. It's like an Independence Day. Why? Freedom because we are free to follow our faith. Free to follow our faith that Srila Prabhupada is our Saviour, ultimate Master, and Acharya, who will take us back to Godhead as long as we follow His instructions. So this faith is what we want today. And to follow that without any fear, without any oppression. So as everybody is trying to make it a property dispute from the other side, as it was explained, it is not a property issue because property is none of all the great devotees who are sitting here, if they were in their material world as not devotees, they would have been crorepati's with their education and with their qualifications. So I don't think any of them wanted any property. So definitely was not a property issue. This was the issue about the position of Prabhupada in his own institution, where he and only he could be the deliverer of all the devotees in his ISKCON. So people always explain that the Ritviks are wrong, the Ritviks have gone off track, and that Srila Prabhupada appointed them as regular gurus. So we always question them from the May conversation, the last conversation on this issue. Srila Prabhupada used very clear instructions, very clear words to direct them what should be done. And even till today, the larger ISKCON does not explain these 3 words. The words officiating Acharya, the word Ritvik, and the word regular gurus. Right? Prabhupada would not offhand use this word officiating Acharya. They say Prabhupada never changed anything, any teachings in his book, and we are following his books. But where in his book you will find the word officiating Acharyas? Where in his book you would find the word Ritvik? So they have never answered this. Rather, they would jump and say that Prabhupada told, we are regular gurus and disciple of disciple. This is what they always claim. And they would approach many of you to change your faith, saying that Prabhupada did authorize. But they forget many things. They forget the word direction when ordered. Because order is the most important thing to be a regular guru. Because being a regular guru is not a cheap thing. The duty of the guru is to take his disciples back to Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada declared, he promised that I will take my disciples and my followers back to Godhead. He declared it. Will these regular gurus declare that? So this is like a Mahabharata Yuddha, right? Mahabharata, Krishna was the side of Pandavas, right? Not because Duryodhana couldn't rule. He was a very great ruler. He was a very great administrator. But two things. He was not authorized. The real owners of the throne was the Pandavas. Two, Duryodhana party did not want to take shelter of Krishna. So this is the same thing. They don't have an order to be gurus, and they don't want to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada and work for Prabhupada. Rather, they would like to work for their own ambitions. So this is similar to that. Because only Srila Prabhupada can save us. Bhakti Yoga is a very personal philosophy. It's a contract between a bhakta and Bhagavan. And this contract was between Prabhupada and Krishna. And Prabhupada was qualified to have that contract, to reduce the number of rounds, to change certain things, to adjust things according to the time, place and circumstances. This is the duty of the Acharya. Nobody can play with these things. And Prabhupada said, with these things, I would take you back to Godhead, because he was a deliverer. He was authorized to deliver. So one has to be authorized if you have to deliver. In Madhva Sampradaya, Madhvacharya is the deliverer. In Ramanuja Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya is the deliverer. The Lord, in fact, gave the power to Ramanujacharya that you, according to your wish, and who you choose, I will accept them into Vaikuntha. Even today, the Shiva Vaishnavas, they accept this and they refer themselves as Adyan Ramanuja Dasa. So going back to Godhead and taking people back to Godhead is not a small, cheap thing. Now that is the difference in the Guru system and the Ritvik system. Many of you, the beginners, I don't know, how would you differentiate Ritvik system and Guru system? What is the difference? That we follow Ritvik system, they follow the Guru system. What the main difference? The main difference is that we Ritviks, we accept Srila Prabhupada as deliverer. And for them, the deliverer is the Guru who is giving the Japamala. That is the main difference. Well, if they are the regular gurus, then they should be able to take their disciples back to Godhead. But history of ISKCON has shown otherwise. Hence, following the order of Srila Prabhupada, so the fight was all about that. Following the order. So this way, they have achieved. Many of the God brothers, senior God brothers, the first generation disciples of Srila Prabhupada, have tried it. But they have not been really successful in the way today ISKCON Bangalore. Why? Because they had gone out of the organization. They were pushed out of the organization. They had to fight from outside. But somehow by Krishna's mercy, ISKCON Bangalore devotees, we remained inside and we fought. That was a great difference. No matter what the difficulties were, if you hear the stories of the troubles Madhu Pandit Prabhu and Chanjapati Prabhu and the Matajis had to go through, it's like the Pandavas and Draupadi's troubles, right? You hear so many stories. But with these troubles, the devotees stayed here and they fought. So that made a big difference. Not that I am blaming the first generation devotees for not having done enough. They could do what they could do. But that made a big difference here because we were inside somehow. Why? Because the Bangalore society was there. All of them know this property was given to Bangalore society. So it is not like a cheap fight for property, right? So we have come thus far. Everybody will think this is the end. But this is not the end. I would say this is a beginning. This is a beginning. Now, we have to act, as Madhupan Prabhu said, we have to be responsible and act. And not that, and also, direct disciple of Prabhupada, not a cheap thing. It's not that you get initiated in the Ritvik system and now I'm equal to all the disciples of Prabhupada. No. Prabhupada instituted the system of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So Vaishnavas, Sadhus play a very, very important role in all our spiritual lives. It is not a question that I got initiated, now I am direct disciple of Prabhupada. It's a long, long, long way to be the real disciple of Prabhupada. So we need to take, everybody who takes initiation through this Ritvik system has to take full support and work, serve, satisfy the Vaishnavas, the sadhus. Without that, you cannot get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada just because you got initiated through the Ritvik system. So no principles of Bhakti Yoga is short-circuited here. We go by the principles of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And Prabhupada is Acharya. He can change the system. Some foolish man was saying, Prabhupada also has to follow Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Yes, he would follow, but in his own way. And only he knows why he does certain changes. And he has a right, he has the adhikara to do that. This is a direct contract between him and Krishna. And he has offered that. He has gone out of Vrindavan to all over the world, nook and corner, directly, indirectly, made changes suitable for this modern age, so that he is directly available to every jiva in this Kali Yuga. So that is what we stand for, and that is what the whole fight is about. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki